3M hit on the head. My first job after graduating from college was working with the largest mechanical contractor in the USA at that time. It was a good job, and I started as a young project manager. They would assign you a mentor, and Dell was the best of all. He knew everything about the trade and was very willing to share. He taught me to estimate, do the paperwork, and work with the field supervision. The job he had just before he relocated to Bettendorf was to install the water supply system on the launch pad for the rocket that took them into space. He had a lot of stories. One of our main customers was a plant in Cordova, owned and operated by 3M Corp. It was a lucrative situation, and we took very, very good care of this client. I was Dell's assistant, so he had me go very often with him to the site. I don't know if he wanted to teach me or have me drive, but I didn't care. I was out of the office. We had an underground piping project running a water main for an extended length, and it was deep, around 10 feet in the ground. As with most projects, there was always a company representative who would approve our installation on a daily basis. If there were any problems, Dell would solve them and keep on schedule. We had a good working relationship. 3M is a good company, and safety, even in the 70s, was a big concern and priority. This company rep was in his late 50s and ate, drank, and slept 3M. He was a tough guy, but we always got along with him. He also had a new college grad that he was mentoring. One day, we were all in the ditch doing a leak and compaction test. The new guy with 3M hadn't had much construction experience and would always forget his hard hat. He'd been told numerous times during our many visits to put it on and leave it on. Having already served my apprenticeship in the trades, I was well aware this was a must-do. This time, the 3M rep told him to go back, put it on so he could stay in the ditch. He climbed out of the ditch, went to the trailer, put his hard hat on, and then climbed back in, all while we were waiting for him to return. He returned saying, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting," which was always the excuse. He had forgotten this hard hat many times before that morning, and you could tell the 3M rep was getting pissed. We went to lunch together, and then we had another leak and compaction test scheduled for that afternoon. The time came, and we got back in the ditch together. This time, the kid remembered his hard hat, but while we were in the ditch, he took his hat off and was holding it. The 3M rep didn't say a word. We did our work, started to climb up the ladder. Dell and I went first, then the 3M, and finally the kid followed. For whatever reason, the kid didn't put his hard hat back on to climb up the ladder. We stood there talking and waiting for the kid to get to the top. Just about the time the kid's head reached above ground level, you could see the 3M rep's hand reach up and grab his own hard hat. The rep swung his hard hat and hit the kid right on top of the head. It was hard enough to hear an audible whack. He looked at the kid and asked him, did that hurt? The kid said, well, hell yes, it hurt. The rep just looked at him and said, if you'd had a hard hat on, that wouldn't have hurt a bit. And with that, he turned to us and just kept doing business. He never said another word to that kid. It was all I could do to keep from busting out laughing. I visited the site numerous times after that. I never saw this kid anyplace on site without a hard hat from that time on. Some lessons are harder than others to learn.